Well, hello, everybody. I'm Steve McGee, and I'm so excited to have my esteemed partner together with me today, Dr. Gregory McGuire, who you know quite a bit about. We want to tell you a little bit about products coming up that Dr. McGuire has developed recently, and they're really going to serve our acne patients well. Dr. Greg, I was just wanted to start off by asking you, as our Chief Science Officer, why did you choose to formulate these new acne-specific products?
Yeah, Steve, as we all know, acne is a multifactorial skin condition. That means there are a lot of different pathways involved in the disease, and different people have different states of acne. So to better cover all the processes that are occurring in acne, along with our recovery that acts deep into the skin to quell inflammation, bring in blood supply, and really help to prevent and remediate acne, we needed some additional benefits. One of the things we brought in is a product called MB1. So recovery is acting deep in the skin. MB1 is acting at the surface layer, and it provides live bacteria to bring in more blood supply and actually to kill off some of the viruses that are inside the bacteria in the acneic skin. When acne is occurring and that sebum and that plastic barrier that the bacteria are creating needs to be broken up. So we brought in two products to help break up the plastic and the sebum. And that would be the salicylic acid, and that's really intensely breaking that up. And then we also have mandelic acid, which is a little more gentler. So if you have severe acne, you may want to go to salicylic acid. If it's less severe, kind of a moderate acne, you need to break up the sebum, that kind of plastic coating, then you may want to use the mandelic acid. So that's kind of the overall way we're approaching this multifactorial skin condition, acne.
That's great. And I know we've also got the volcanic ash mask that we're going to be rolling out as well as a part of the acne solutions. But you started to touch on it, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about the synergy. What's the synergy between these new products and our S²RM, our molecules from our recovery as an example? How do all of those work together in concert?
Yeah, if we're using the recovery, that's just a wonderful product. And that will penetrate deep into the skin to really enhance growth of the skin, to reduce inflammation, to reduce the pitting of the skin that sometimes occurs in acne. It really does a lot to quell inflammation and quell the acneic state. However, in some of the moderate to severe forms of acne, again, you've got the sebum production that's forming a coat on top of the skin. And you also have these Cutibacterium in acne that are making their own barrier. So it's preventing the recovery from penetrating into the skin. So one of the keys here is, along with recovery, we need something to break up that biofilm on the top of the skin, that sebum, so that the recovery can penetrate. So that's why we brought in the salicylic acid, the mandelic acid, to break up that surface in the acneic state. So then the recovery can come in, penetrate the skin, and do its actions deep in the layers of the skin.
Would you say anything else in terms of the benefits to the mandelic acids themselves? I know you talked a little bit about breaking up the layers of the skin. Anything else you would mention about the mandelic acid?
The mandelic acid is very nice. Again, if you don't have a really severe form of the acne, but you need to break up some of that barrier on top, the mandelic acid is very nice compared to the salicylic acid, because mandelic acid is a bigger molecule. It'll stay on the surface of the skin. It'll break up the sebum, break up that biofilm kind of plastic coating that the bacteria are creating, but it won't penetrate into the skin like the salicylic acid does. So it's a gentler, you can think of it as a gentler acid, a gentler form of salicylic acid. It's that salicylic acid comes into play when you really have the severe acneic state and you need to really break things up. And that salicylic acid will penetrate deeper into the skin.
Now, we've had experience with the salicylic acid where sometimes people their breakouts might become worse before they get better when they're using the salicylic acid. Why is that?
The salicylic acid is going to induce some very powerful acidic effects in the skin. You're going to cause a little bit of initial irritation, and that irritation is breaking up. Again, it's breaking up the sebum. It's breaking up those places where the acneic skin condition occurs. It's breaking up the places where the cutie bacterium is living. And the sebum and that barrier that the bacteria form are making an anaerobic state. They're decreasing the oxygen level. And that causes the bacteria to go into a different form that's really more acneic. It's really more inflammatory. And so that salicylic acid is coming in to disrupt that. And initially that salicylic acid is so strong that's really causing some initial irritation. So before you become better, you have to endure a little of that salicylic acid disrupting what's going on with the bacteria. And then things will start to normalize after that.
And what's your sense in terms of time period? I know every skin is unique, right? Every acne case is unique, but for those people that have got that more severe acne already, what are kind of a timeline are we looking at to move through that initial stage? Is it 2 to 4 months, 4 to 5 months?
It depends on the severity and a lot of things the patient is doing. Whether they're changing their diet. Diet can trigger the acneic state. So there's a lot of different variables involved. But you ought to start seeing some effects in a period of weeks. And the positive effects will occur over a period of months. So what one needs to do, especially in the severe forms of acne, is to don't give up early on. You may not see good results in a matter of weeks, but if you keep up with the strategy, the whole routine for a matter of months, you're going to realize good benefit.
And what is the benefit to the volcanic ash mask? We didn't get to touch on that earlier, but what should people anticipate as the benefits of using the volcanic ash mask if they've got acne?
The reason why we're using a mask, so there are some ingredients that you just don't want to put on the skin and have it there all day. And so the mask is something that's meant to go on during a treatment or at home, say in the evening. And that mask will provide molecules that the volcanic ash, as an example. These molecules are thick, they're dark, they will disrupt the looks of your skin, so you don't want to be wearing them all day. But in a treatment or at night, when you're home alone, you can put this mask on and have the volcanic ash actually go on the skin, provide mineral content, and importantly, help to cleanse the skin, to remove all kinds of dirt, grit, toxins from the pores of the skin. And a lot of the acneic state is occurring in the pores of the skin. So the volcanic ash mask is something that complements all of the other things that we're doing, but something that you only want to do for a short period of time. Simply, you can't go around all day with this mask on your face. So it has things like oatmeal to cleanse, to calm the skin. Again, it's got the volcanic ash full of minerals. The volcanic ash will really help to unclog the pores, clean up the pores. It has antioxidants to help reduce inflammation. And it has another ingredient, bacochiol, that really helps to induce a mild form of exfoliation. So the exfoliation will help to clear the skin in the acneic state. So that's the intent of the volcanic ash mask.
How do you give a patient a sense of how long in using this combination of products, the S²RM technology, the Mandelic, the Salicylic, the volcanic ash mask, the barrier renewal cream, the MB1, how do you give people a sense of how long it should take for them to see positive results?
Again, with milder forms of acne, people see positive results, for example, just using recovery in a matter of weeks. You get into the more severe forms of acne and where you're starting to have to use the other products, then you may be talking about waiting months to see those really positive results that you want to see. For some of the less severe, moderate to less severe forms of acne, people using recovery and the MB1 see really good results in weeks. And again, that MB1 is quite nice to put on the surface of the skin because that MB1 is going to help bring in oxygen flow. The MB1 actually has live bacteria, and those live bacteria will kill some of the viruses. They're called bacteriophage that are present in the acneic skin, and those bacteriophage induce inflammation. So that MB1 is also an important ingredient to use in the mix of things.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to our getting many more points of data, feedback on these great products. We did extensive testing across wide ranges of people with wide ranges of acne. We are very happy with the results that we've seen so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do for as many people as possible, Greg.
I am too. I'm so delighted with the people that we've helped thus far, and I hope that we can extend this regimen to a greater number of people and help everyone out. Thank you, Steve, for all that you do and helping to bring these products to so many people and help them out.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, everybody.